If you want to be successful, learn from the other people's mistakes. Don't learn from the successful stories.
Learning that I could specifically determine for myself what the boundaries were for me, what I wanted to do, give my money, give my time, give of my service to who I wanted to give it to when I did, that I get to make that decision. And just because you get 100 requests a week doesn't mean you have to try to fulfill all of that. Just because you have all of these demands on your time and on you doesn't mean that you have to say yes. You get to decide because you're the master of your fate. The captain of your soul, as William Ernest Henley said in Invictus. And understanding that really changed the meaning of my life in that I was no longer driven by what other people wanted me to do, but took charge of my own destiny, making choices based upon what do I feel is the next right move for me.
These billionaires started from zero. Everyone has to start somewhere, and believe it or not, many billionaires you know today that spent millions on luxuries did not start with a silver spoon in their mouth. In this video, we're going to talk about similar billionaires that started their journey from $0. 1. Elon Musk. Elon Musk has seen really bad days when he came to the USA. He used to eat hot dogs and oranges to bed every day, and he spent just $1 on his food in a day. But Elon wanted to do something unique, and he found his love for coding while he was young. When he was 12, he made a game, and it brought him $500. It inspired him even more. He kept on experimenting, and eventually, as we all know, he ended up founding Zip2, X.com, PayPal, and is now the most loved CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. But one thing is for sure that he hustled his way to the top. He had nothing when he started, except for his skills and the will to do something unique, thirst for success, and of course, an innovative approach to everything. 2. Jack Ma. Jack's parents were struggling musicians and failed to even bring food on the table. While he wanted to bring income, Jack was not lucky either. He failed many times, but that did not stop him. Rejection was a constant in his life. On a trip to the USA as a worker, he saw the internet for the first time, and he noticed that China was absent over there. He got his 17 friends to invest in his startup, and the rest is history. His company became a big deal when he was 31. This is a good example that you should not give up, and age must not be a factor between you and your success.
Amazon started as a very small company. It was me and a few other people. I was driving all the packages to the post office myself in my 1987 Chevy Blazer. When I raised money for Amazon, I had to raise $1 million, which I raised from 22 different investors, $50,000 each. They got 20% of the company for the $1 million. 40 people told me no, so I had to take 60 meetings to get 20 yeses. The first question was always, what's the internet? And I had to walk through that. And this was 1994, early 95. And so did I anticipate, fast forward to today and the current version of it? No. It has been one foot in front of the other. And I think that is true for most businesses. Where you kind of proceed adaptively, it's step by step, you figure it out, you have a success, and then you kind of double down on that success and you figure out what else you can do, what customers want. Everything we've done and all the success we have is at its root primarily due to the fact that we have put customers first.
We've got to try to create an electric car company, but it wasn't as though in creating these companies that we thought that we would be successful. I thought that the most likely outcome was failure, but it was still worth doing, even though the odds of success were low. In fact, even for SpaceX, originally what I started doing was not creating a rocket company, but actually was going to do a small mission to Mars, which was just a philanthropic mission where you would send a small greenhouse with seeds and dehydrated gel, and it would, upon landing, hydrate the gel, and you'd have this cool picture of green plants on a red background. And the public tends to respond to precedents and superlatives. So this would be the first life on Mars, furthest that life's ever traveled, and you'd have this great money shot of green plants on a red background. So yeah, I thought that would get people's attention. So, but the expectation for that was no return. So I thought we wouldn't get any, just spend the money on that, and it wouldn't happen.
I never thought we would be today. I never thought I would be today. I think for my, When I leave university, I thought just doing something, and 10, 20 years later, I can go back to teach. I never realized I can achieve that much. When we look back, today we have close to 70,000 excellent young people in my company. We have so much data, technology, inference, 700 million users. I think all the things does not belong to me. There must be something that somebody in the sky wants. Jack and your people should do something different. That was the thinking in the past 10 years always. But when our company went IPO, today we're like a $400 billion market cap. This does not belong to us. And why we succeed? Because we support the young people, we support the small, medium-sized companies, we support the women. And because of supporting these people, they succeed. So we believe, how can we last our success? We believe we should support more young people. We should support more SMEs. We should support more women. If they are successful, we will be successful.